Hello everybody, week 24 in 2016 has passed. Last week I already mentioned that we do have quite a few sell opportunities, not only in the indices, but some currencies are following the lead, and at the same time gold seems to be moving up. Maybe silver will follow soon. Let's take a look at some of those interesting markets here. The NASDAQ index on a monthly basis, as you can see, is trading into the balance zone, which means it's a neutral market. It had been in this uptrend for a real long time, and we did see a couple of attempts to break down, but if you go on the highest of high time frames here, when analyzing this market, the monthly chart, you can see that all price really did is come down into the balance zone, failing here on this candle at the red line. Over here it tried to go lower. It failed at the blue line, but it's never, or it hadn't been able to break out to the upside ever since it did that. Instead it has been going sideways with a little bit of a bullish tendency. Fact is, we are in the balance zone. When we look for trades now, we want to be really cautious to not get caught in the sideways movement. So we really want to see a nice setup, a nice breakout, and we do have that right here. This is actually a bracketed market. You would have an OCO order in to sell and to buy right now, or until a couple of weeks ago this looked pretty long. Right now price has come back into the balance zone on the weekly chart as well, underlining again how undecided it is. You do have a self-fractal at that point, which would be triggered as prices come below here, and then maybe when looking back again at the monthly chart, you will have the opportunity to see prices again near the blue line. We are far from breaking out at this point, really further down. We would really have to see what happens if price comes back into this fractal area. You do have a fractal here and a fractal here, so this black line is actually quite an important support level. Let's see what happens as price may reach that target again. If we take a look at another index in Europe here, on the monthly chart, the DAX index has also been in a huge uptrend, but now we are already below the balance lines. We did see the break of this fractal here, but prices rejected this area, came back up from the downside to the upside into the balance zone. However, it doesn't look like, at least at the end of this week, and maybe as the month is ending in a week and a half, we may see, or if we see it staying below the balance zone, the self-fractals on the weekly time frame will be worth selling upon. And you can see this already happened this week here. You could have entered your short position. You do want to keep very much attention, pay very much attention to your risk management in those kind of markets, because they are bouncing up and down and up and down, and you don't know when the breakout is going to happen. Right now the overall trend situation in the DAX is as well that we are down, the price is below the balance zone, and so you have every right to sell short on the lower time frames, not going against the trend, so to speak. Let's take a look at gold for a second at that point. That is silver. And in the gold chart you can already see that this 4-year correction I have been mentioning is over. Price has been above the balance zone here ever since February of this year, and you do have some fractals that make for very nice opportunities to buy. Last week this latest fractal has been hit again, and now we will see if this market is able to move out further. On the monthly chart you can see we are staying above the balance zone for the last 3 months. Maybe we will get an immediate move to the upside, or maybe we will see a correction first where we get a buy fractal on even the monthly chart. until we see this price moving out further, it's not confirmed that we are in an uptrend yet. So we do buy the fractals on the lower time frame into the new market direction, but if it really is a new market direction, will still have to be proved over the summer probably, as we see some new developments in gold. Hopefully they will be some bullish ones. Let's take a look at the British pound US dollar with the Brexit vote coming up on Thursday in the coming week. We don't really know how these news will affect the market. Maybe everything will change, maybe it will all stay the same. There's one thing that's for sure: British pound dollar is in a downtrend. It has been in a downtrend for a really long time, ever since the middle of 2014. So far this downtrend was not able to go below this low that candle here made. That would be at 135 actually flat. This is where I see this market going, even though the past week had been, or had seen, a very bullish rejection of these price levels down here and closing above the breakout that is marked by this red line. I still see this going down further. Just make sure your stop is a trend following stop and you have the patience to wait for this market to unfold. If you had been short in this market up here, you can also see that on the weekly basis here, this is a very long time until this market finally comes down and gives you some profits on it. This may be the nature, this might be the character of this market in this move, so who knows if the same could happen here as well. We did see also the fractal I had hoped for created in the euro dollar. As you can see here now, let me just delete those, even though they do show the tendency that I'm still favoring a short in the euro dollar. You do have a fractal here now with a lower low and two higher lows to the right and to the left of it. That makes a fractal, and this is a short-term change of mind in the market, and if this is taken out, if the change of mind is negated, so to speak, you have all the reason to sell, especially when you pay attention to these kind of nodes on the chart. This resistance level has been broken 2 times here, where you see the kind of orange arrows, but price isn't able to close above this resistance line. The resistance is made up of all these fractals marked here, and this kind of pin bar could have ended this whole correction. Now we don't know if it has happened yet, but if this fractal gets broken below the balance zone with this kind of candle here spiking out of the resistance but not being able to close below it, we would definitely look at this as a very nice short opportunity. As you can see on the monthly time frame, let me please delete those notes on the chart. As you can see, this market is still down. It had been down, is correcting, trading very slowly and for a really long time into the balance zone. It was the bullishness in this market is so low that it wasn't even able to shoot up into the balance zone. Instead, it's trading really slowly into it, and it may now fail here at the red line and continue its move to the downside. We don't know how far it will go. If you take a look back really far, maybe all the way over here to that low in 2000, that was, maybe that will be hit. Who knows where the breakout of this sideways movement is going to lead us. If it happens in the trend direction, it may as well go as far as down here, since I do not see a whole lot of support levels in here, so a lot of space is left this market could have to cover. Thank you very much again for watching the videos, and see you again next week after the Brexit vote.